Dan Illman, Mike Beer, kicking off an all Grade 1 stake pick 4 at Saratoga on Travers Saturday with race number 8. It's the 8 Challenge Jerkens Memorial. 3-year-olds going 7/8 of a mile. $500,000 is the purse. Let's take a peek at this field. Jack Christopher, Mike, they tried him going 2 turns in the Haskell. He ran okay, probably better turning back in distance, and that's what he gets here.
Yeah, this is what this horse wants. So you understand, based on what he did to start his career, why they wanted to give him a chance in a race like the Haskell. He ran fine. It didn't work out. This is what he wants to do.
Let's throw up the Timeform US pace projector for this race, because I think this pace could get a little bit hot. We know Conager down towards the inside has speed. He's got to be on ascend from that post. Saratoga loving Gunite. He can sit just off the pace. But I have a feeling they're going to want to get forward with him. And Jack Christopher, he's at his best when tracking outside. I think those three, maybe they'll hook up.
Yeah, I sort of looked at it the same way. I mean, we'll see how fast they go. Certainly, Conager has to go from the rail. He's a fast horse anyway, drawn down to the inside. He doesn't really have any other options but to send out of there. Gunite's fast. Jack Christopher's fast. There are other quick horses in here. I'm with you. I think there's a chance this pace really heats up.
Conager has won his last 3 dirt sprints. He did finish second in the Iowa Derby 2 starts back when stretching him out to 1 mile and a 16th, and it just appeared that that distance was a little bit too far for him. Talking a little bit more about Conager, he made the lead going 7/8 last time out, and he looked good against a weaker bunch at Colonial.
Yeah, that was just a good spot for him, cutting back in distance, maybe to get him a prep for a race like this one, Dan, a race he was supposed to win. They didn't really make him work that hard in there, and he just did what he was supposed to do en route to victory. He was good 2 back, going too far for him. His prior 2 races, though, are the ones that really stand out. This horse is clearly a much improved horse as a 3-year-old. Those were very sharp and fast victories.
The number 2, Runninsonofagun, a prescient $40,000 claim by trainer John Toscano Jr. He is now multiple graded stakes placed, 3rd in the Amsterdam last time out, and he hasn't broken well from the gate in his last few races, but maybe the lack of pace worked against him in his most recent start. He ran okay, he's getting blinkers for the first time, and if this pace collapses, why can't he get into your super at a price at the very least?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's going to have to be their plan here, is to just sort of, sit it out, try to make one run into this race and see if you can get another grade 1 placing, or maybe even get the whole thing if it falls into your lap. I didn't think he was good enough to win this race, Dan, unless he catches a couple of breaks.
We've seen horses cutting back from routes to sprints do very well in races like the 8 Challenge Jerkens in the past, and Howling Time might have found the right spot here. I liked him last time out in the Haskell, and he loomed boldly on the second term right outside of Jack Christopher. He flattened out like maybe that 1 mile and an 1/8 against those tough horses was a little too tough for him, but turning back to 7 with his tactical speed should work well.
Yeah, I like that about him. He did run fine in the Haskell last time. That race is just too much for him, and perhaps the distance as well. But this is a horse who has only sprinted once in his career, Dan. His career debut as a 2-year-old. I thought he looked really good winning that day. That was a really nice performance. And then he won a stakes race after that. And for whatever reason, he just, for a few starts there, he just went the wrong way. And it looked like maybe he wasn't ever going to figure it out. I think he did figure it out again, sort of through the summer this year, though. And I like him cutting back for this race.
The number 4 Actuator is 2 for 2 lifetime on dirt for trainer Michael McCarthy, including this run in the Grade 3 Indiana Derby in his most recent start. And he was a little bit green in this race, Mike. He turns into the stretch. You see him trying to lug in a little bit, but he was also very game to win. He beat a couple of next out winners. We saw Best Actor come back to win the Grade 3 Smarty Jones earlier this week. Rattle and Roll, the 7th place finisher, won the St. Louis Derby in his subsequent start with a 97 buyer. This horse seems to be getting better with each start, and he's capable at 7.
Yeah, those are all. That's how I looked at him as well. I thought he was a really interesting long shot here. Obviously, he's going to have to find a way to take a pretty big step forward, but he's so lightly raced. He ran well last time in a race that he didn't have to win, considering, as you said, the way he was getting into the stretch and then had the horse make a big run at him late, but he kept finding the hold. His 7 furlong race off the layoff 2 bag, I thought he looked really good winning that day, and I love the way he finishes in his races, Dan. I'm going to use this horse.
Happy Jack, the number 5, was a well-beaten 3rd in the San Felipe, a well-beaten 3rd in the Santa Anita Derby, and just overmatched in the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness Stakes. But both of his wins have come sprinting, and he is a late-running sprinter that would benefit from a big pace. Let's watch his most recent start. This is at Ellis Park, going a mile out of their chute, and he's just far back turning into the stretch, Mike. He's going to make a run. He's only going to get beat a neck in here. He just didn't have the best of start, and that worked against him.
Yeah, he got very unlucky here. He was clearly best in this race, totally sandwiched between horses at the start, dropped way back out of contention, and then made this big run. And he's actually getting to these horses at the end. He just runs out of time, gallops out way well past the field. He was best last time. He was good 2 starts back, winning on the cutback. This is shorter is better for this horse. Whether he's good enough to win a race like this, H. Allen Jerkens, remains to be seen. But this horse is actually probably better than he looks on paper.
The 6 Jack Christopher, 4 for 4 around 1 turn, including an impressive debut win at Saratoga last year. He earned a big Beyer speed figure, winning the Woody Stevens, going 7 furlongs, going route to sprint 2 starts back on Belmont Stakes Day. And here was his effort in the Haskell. They had to see if he could go 2 turns against Top Company. He was the favorite in this race. He tracked the pace. He made the lead, poked ahead in front at the 3/8 pole, and he just couldn't hold off Cyberknife and Taba, 2 very good 3-year-olds.
Yeah, he runs fine in here. The distance is not really what he wants, and he's only 3rd best at the end of this race. If you want to see Jack Christopher at the height of his powers, go pull the replay of his race 2 starts back in the Woody Stevens and see what this horse can do. I mean, he absolutely demolished that field in fast time. Now, that's a grade 1 race at 7/8. This is a grade 1 race at 7/8, but these 2 fields do not resemble each other at all. He did not beat a good field in the Woody Stevens. He's facing a good field on Saturday.
Totalizer is up next. Purchased for $57,000 at public auction in April. He's run once for his new connections, and he finished second that day in a condition claiming race at Saratoga. The winner would come back run second, but in an open $50,000 claimer with an 85 buyer. We've seen Michael Maker do it in the past, though, with horses that look a little bit overmatched on paper.
Yeah, that's true. And it's really all you have to hold on to with this horse right now. I mean, I just, on paper, I don't see it.
Gunite loves Saratoga. He won the Hopeful last year. He won the Amsterdam last time out. He's very game. He's very tactical. This outside post position works to his advantage. Let's watch his effort in the Amsterdam, going 6.5 furlongs 27 days ago. He sent right up close to the pace. The pace was not fast for this caliber of horse. He bursts to the front. We see Accretive on the outside trying to come to him, but Gunite just refuses to quit.
Yeah, he was good in this race for sure. He did get the right trip. He put away a horse that he was on the lead with, who just got beat a million lengths, and then he denies a really nice horse to the wire here. Another good performance. He's a real fighter. If he can find his way to the lead in the stretch stand, he's not easy to get by. He was no match for Conacher back in June at Churchill, but he was off the layoff that day, and he has clearly improved since then.
Tons of upside for Jack Christopher's uncoupled stablemate, the 9 Accretive. He was an impressive debut winner back in June at Belmont. He looked gorgeous in the paddock leading up to the Amsterdam. It looked like he had all the momentum on the outside. He just couldn't go by. Maybe with a stronger pace scenario, he can come with the run. But friend that you are, after I was waxing poetic about how he looked in the Amsterdam and bet him with enthusiasm that day after he got beat, he said it's not a beauty contest.
It's not a beauty contest. He still ran well, though. I don't think he can really take anything away from the race that he ran. He had a real shot at it there, Dan. It was a good performance. I don't know. I don't really have a big argument against him as they come back in the Jerkens now. Do you? I mean, this horse has run well in both of his starts. He's perfectly drawn outside. And if he takes another step forward in here, he's supposed to be really tough.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 1 H. Allen Jerkens Memorial. Kicks up an all Grade 1 pick 4. Howling Time. He has shown quality throughout his career. I like this cutback for him. I don't think he was disgraced at all in the Haskell. He kind of made a bid flattened out, the kind of race you want to see for a horse turning back in distance.
Yeah, I just want him on the cutback here. I do think there's a chance that he's just going to be better sprinting, but I guess that remains to be seen. I'm not way against Jack Christopher in here, but I did feel like this was a race where I could take a little shot against him at a short price, and I really want to see what Howling Time can do if he pulls a trip here going a little bit shorter.
Price won't be there for Jack Christopher. I do think he's one of the better sprinters in the country, and we'll see what kind of trip he pulls under Jose Ortiz if he gets involved in an early pace battle with horses like the 1 and the 8. 3654 for Mike, 6891 for me. It's the Grade 1 H. Allen Jerkens, named after the Chief. It's at Saratoga on Travers Saturday. Good luck.